So, hello everyone. We are live on Facebook, live on the CORE page. My name is Chandra, and I am one of CORE's female facilitators for both our women's work and men's work. And I am joined by Lee Eske, who is the CEO of CORE, as well as one of our main lead male facilitators. And in particular, we wanted to talk a bit about men's work today. So I'll hand it on over to you, Lee.
Thank you, Chandra. It's so exciting to be here with you. I just got back, as you know, from Texel, which is the island in the north of Holland. I was there with Britta, and I had the most amazing experience that I wanted to share with you. And it really got me thinking about the work we do at CORE and men's work and men's growth work. And what does this have anything to do with jumping out of an airplane? Well, because that's what I did. I jumped out of an airplane. I finally got the chance to go skydiving, and it was a real rite of passage, you know. It was stepping right into fear and excitement, and oh man, it was really something I've thought about for a long time. And it was wonderful for all the reasons that it would be wonderful and exciting and thrilling and, you know, terrifying and all this great stuff. But really so much deeper, because it got me thinking about the work we do at CORE. And, you know, and a lot of our work, as you know really well, has to do with, well, we might say waking up and growing up and showing up, like maturing as people, right? And specifically with one gender holding the space for another. And specifically right now I'm thinking about men's work, and there's so much men's work out there and personal growth work, and such an invitation for us men to show up as men, as mature, healthy men in this society right now. And that's really what we do at CORE, you know, and you know it so well because our work is unique, because it's men's work facilitated by women, which is such an awesome and unique thing, right? And a rarity. And I could talk a long time about this wonderful experience that I had, but the thing that got me thinking about this and that I wanted to share with you was the joy of being supported by women on this skydive adventure. And you know, I was going there and thought, this is going to be an awesome rite of passage for me as a man to face something that really scares me. And that felt really great. And I had a lot of fear, and Britta was there with me, and she was the first woman to support me through this and to really talk me through it and say, you know, do you want to do this? And I said, I don't know if I can do it. I want to do it. I don't want to do it. And, you know, she really held a beautiful space for me. And I eventually decided to do it. And then I jumped also with my sister-in-law, who was also a very supportive woman. I was there to support her, but she was supporting me and I was supporting her. And then the thing that really struck me as I got to the airfield to do this jump, and it's just a few days ago, was I thought, okay, I saw these guys running around, right? And all the professional parachutists. And I thought, okay, one of these, it's a tandem jump. So I'm going to be strapped to one of these guys and he's going to take me through this. And it's going to be awesome. I'm going to be mentored through this by a man. And I was really excited about that. I thought, this is going to be great. Jump out of the plane and you really get supported and taught by a guy how to do this. And it's really kind of a hot shot kind of thing, you know. It's like it's such a high energy thing, and I was really looking forward to it. And just as we're getting on the plane, my tandem master comes up. This person I'm gonna be strapped to, and it's a woman. It's a woman. It's a Dutch woman, and she was awesome. And she connected me, hooked me up to her, and took me through it. And I jumped out of the plane with her, you know. And she was just so supportive and strong and held me through this. And we, you know, free falled for 60 seconds and then the long parachute down to the ground. And it just struck me. It's another way in my life how I was supported by women. And it was a surprise, you know, and it got me thinking about the importance of the work we do, the importance that women play in men's growth. Right? I mean, in our growth, because most of us as men have been hurt by mom or in early childhood by women, and we need healing. And some of that, in order for us to wake up and grow up and show up as men, we need support from women. And some of the most profound healing work I've ever experienced is the work we do at CORE, and that's where us guys are held to grow and to risk and to work through these things that hold us back, and to do it as you women facilitate us. And it just got me thinking of this men's immersion weekend that we're now doing, and there's one coming up soon this weekend, and I want to jump on and share it with you because I wanted to say thank you, first of all. I mean, because you're one of the women who've supported me in my own journey. And I really got struck by the profound healing that can happen when women support men. And then that gives us an opportunity to return the favor and to grow into the mature men that we're supposed to be, and turn around and support you and love you and hold space for you and for your growth. And so that's kind of in a nutshell what I wanted to share, and what this skydive meant to me, and how it got me thinking in such a profound way about the work we do, and how important it is for men to work through whatever it may be holding us back in terms of our relationships with women. And there's only really one way to do that, and that is with women. And so this, I mean, we can talk about it, we can write about it, we can read books about it, but there's nothing that replaces having skilled, mature, loving women hold a space for us to show up with all our crap and all our wounds and all our pain, and to be able to heal that and grow through that in your presence. And that's the work we do at CORE, and that's what this Men's Immersion Weekend is about. And I just wanted to share that with you. First of all, share my gratitude for the role you've played in my own healing, and for women in general, right up until this past skydive, and to really make a plug for the work we do in this Men's Immersion Weekend. It's such a rare opportunity for men to have the space held by women for us to grow through into maturity. So that's what I wanted to lay out there, and see if you have anything to add to that beautiful dynamic of the healing that's possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first, thank you for sharing your story. I love that idea of you looking around and being like, which guy am I going to go do this with? And all of a sudden, this wonderful Dutch woman comes up and is like, hello, let's do this. And, something that stood out to me from your story was this idea of then you also surrendered to that. Like you said yes to that support, and you leaned into that and what was possible, which, I just think of, there is an abundance, right, of the feminine wanting to show up, wanting to love, and even especially in a healthy way, not that that's always how women show up, but there's often, it can feel like there's this rejection of the feminine from men, of like, I don't trust you either because of how I've been hurt, or the stories that society puts on me as what it means to be a guy. And if I really even let in this support, and what I get is like, you surrendered to that support, you said yes, and you let that take you even deeper into your initiation. And that there's a quality of, by doing this work with women, that allows you to really grow up as a man, to show up as a man, or for men to be able to do that. We can't fully grow into maturity without also doing our work with the other gender. Otherwise, we're just doing it in this vacuum, like trying to work on ourselves. And then the moment someone shows up, it's like, I think of maybe another person in your situation might have turned around and said, nope, don't want her. That's not what I want. Like there could have been so many other reactions. And so I just honor you and all of your work that you've done to be able to really let in that support of not only, your instructor and the person who was tandem with you, but also Britta. And your sister-in-law too, and really going through this all together. What I also hear is this idea of you really standing in your healthy masculine, letting in the support of the feminine, but also like showing up in your healthy masculine with them. Right?
Yeah. Can I say something quickly about that,
Please.
Chandra? Is, and it goes both ways. There's a time and a place for men to hold space for women for that healing and that growth. It's reciprocal. But there's something about this primordial wound that a lot of men carry as boys from women, that it's almost like it's a prerequisite for men to experience the unconditional love of women in a way that allows us then to do the same, right? To step up. So it's not just that we're on the receiving end, but I love that, I appreciate that you said that I surrendered to it, because there is a kind of surrender. And the other thing that occurred to me was, the gift of supporting women showed up for me in that I wasn't going to do this thing until I realized that the morning of, Britta said, Lorraine, my sister-in-law, she said, she's going through a really hard time. There was a whole other story, which I won't get into now, but her mom was having surgery. She just found out the night before her mom was going to have surgery that morning, and serious, risky surgery. And Lorraine was having a really, really hard time. And Britta said, I think Lorraine needs you to do this. I think she needs you to do this to support her. And so it was this beautiful two-way flow, right? That I got to receive the support of Lorraine and Yanouk, the Dutch woman who supported me, and Britta. And I also got to say, okay, this is going to be a scary thing. And I'm going to do it today in part out of love for Lorraine, for my sister-in-law. And I got to be a little bit of the hero there, right? Because it's never just for us, right? It's never just for us. Yeah. It's to be loving. It's to do something for someone else. And so I got to do that. So I got to experience a little bit of that two-way flow, even in that. And it just felt so good to be able to support her too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And isn't that like the vision we want for the world, right? Which is that give and take, that reciprocal, and that maturity on all sides. And so, yeah. I'm just really sitting with that, like that relationship and dynamic, and how, again, there is a need to often do work on our own so that we can find that sense of safety, but especially for men that I think are ready for this next step. Like they've done work with men, they've looked into that dynamic, and they're ready to look at, okay, now who am I as a man amongst women? How do I get it unstuck in my relationships with the feminine, whether it's the women around me, my coworkers, my mom, my family members, my partner, or whether that's even the dynamic with your own relationship with the masculine and feminine within. Like, how do you even relate to all those parts of yourself? And I think, for men that are ready for that, the invitation is not to then do more of that work with men, which is great, but to actually let yourself go tandem with a female facilitator that says, okay, let's go. We're jumping out of this plane,
That's right.
And to really let in that support, and not only that holding and support, but and compassion, unconditional love that you spoke to, but also that truth of that kind of fierceness of, we got this, let's go, it's time.
Yeah. And I wanted to make a plug for any guys out there who might be watching this and thinking about, well, what's my work? How do I grow? What's my next step? And if you think you have anything that's holding you back in relationships with women, this is scary stuff for many guys. Our wounds are deep. Men's wounds are deep. Women's wounds are deep. So I just want to give a plug to don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. Step into the fire and let yourself be loved, and let yourself show up, and let yourself grow, and let yourself heal that stuff. Because the truth is, Chandra, if we don't heal those wounds, if we don't heal them, we just carry them and inflict them. And it is a risk, and it is challenging, and it is scary to step into an arena of vulnerability and to say, I want to come out the other side more mature, more loving, more empowered, more of who I truly am. There's a risk, it's not an easy thing to do, but it's so worth the journey. It's so worth the journey. So if there are any guys out there who are thinking of stepping into this and finding healing with the feminine, we've got a beautiful, beautiful, loving, safe, not always comfortable, but safe place to do it, right? And that's the Men's Immersion Weekend, facilitated by wonderful women, including this wonderful woman here, Chandra. So I don't want to, yeah.
So we'd love to have you. I can speak for myself and the other female facilitators. If you're ready to do your work with women, men, we'd love to hold you. Love to guide you, so that you can step into what Lee was talking about. And in particular, we have a Men's Immersion Weekend coming up this weekend that we invite you to, as well as we have one every single month. There are 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. We'll put the link below where you can find more information about this, but we would love to have you.
Come take the leap. Take the jump.
Jump out of that plane.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Do it.
Well, thank you for joining and sharing your story, Lee, and just for all the work that you do as a man in this world. My gratitude goes back to you in all the ways that you supported me as a woman as well, in my journey in healing with men. So just thank you. And yeah, to all of you out there in the Facebook world, virtual world, we love you lots, and come see us soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Chandra.
Right. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.